Welcome back.
Hey, everybody. Let's continue on into the gory darkness. So, you guys you're all feeling like if standing on the edge of a crater full of blood wasn't enough to like make you feel like you want to go back to bed, you've just spent pretty much an entire day being led through an unfamiliar parish full of threats, full of potential danger, dodging them, trying to stay safe, and have just now come out of that parish and are on the edge of what people call the drainage. It's a holy parish, the undigested piece of bone in the gullet of the city. But you know you have to cross through it to find your way. And yeah, you're all exhausted from the journey. So what your bodies are telling you is like, we need to sit down and relax. Like, B, you're sugar crashing so hard right now. It's like ate a whole box of Lucky Charms and went for a run. So you guys are standing on the edge of this deep crater, at the bottom of which there's this sort of bony spire that's gushing blood into this pool. And you can see from here, there's like windows and there's like a door and a drawbridge that leads out onto the planks that make up the bottom of this parish. And there are people moving around. Most of them from this distance seem to be dressed similarly, wearing robes. They look like priest robes from here. And there's people just kind of like moving around and people coming in and out of this big sort of temple. So what do you guys want to do?
I think we should rest.
Yeah,
right?
That would be good.
Where would you like to do such a thing?
Is there like any tree area just outside the crap?
There's just the, I mean, you guys are standing in the edge of, what was that district called? Barrow something or other?
Barrow Watch.
Yes, Barrow Watch. So, I mean, you can turn right back around and go into Barrow Watch if you want. You can see around the edge some of the other districts that border on the drainage, but you'd have to go in and then come back out to get to them. There are kind of like staircases that let you go down safely, and you can't really like side along the edge. Buildings come right up to the edge of the cliffs. Like some people, God knows why, have houses whose windows open into the drainage. Yeah, and it's hot, and the air is humid and not like water humid, and you can hear flies buzzing from below you. What do you want to do?
Cry.
I might.
Pretty grimdark.
No.
Are there people around us at all? Or anyone around
no,
us?
not really. You guys are at an entrance to a very unpopular parish.
Couldn't imagine why.
I mean, should we just go in? I don't want to go back.
We could always just sleep on the graves.
You could.
Can we literally just sit down where we are and rest?
Yes, if you do that, though, you're exposing yourself to some danger. So someone will have to roll, probably whoever's idea it was, will have to roll Defy Danger.
What do you guys think? I'm willing to roll it if you want to stay, but I'm also willing to go
some
in.
other things that you guys can do while you have a moment. If anyone wants to like rack their brain for more information about the drainage, maybe that can help.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone wants to just like take a good long look at the vicinity, they can roll Discern Realities. You guys can you have the luxury of doing a little bit of looking.
Well, I kind of was born more or less here, you know. Well, maybe born elsewhere,
like
jumped here. So can I spout lore?
I believe you have already.
Oh, that's right. I failed. Sorry.
You've spouted all the lore you have to spout, sir.
So I've never been here, but I've traveled a lot, so maybe I could try.
Okay, do you want to... So you've never been here, so maybe you can roll spout lore to just rack your brain for information that is related to the parish?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
Is it intelligence?
It is, yes. Okay, so I can tell you something interesting. It's up to you to make it useful. So you don't know anything about the drainage. You maybe vaguely recognize the robes, though. Do you get travelers in the plane, like the Sapphire Islands sometimes? Do people, like, go there?
Yeah. Okay.
So I think sometime before you left, there was a group of missionaries, Sanguinian missionaries, that visited your plane. Now, they might not have been from from the city. They might have been from another plane where that god has sway. But they came there to find followers. And so did you have any direct interaction with them, or did you just like kind of avoid them?
I knew they were there, and I saw their robes and symbols, but I did not interact with them.
Okay. So I think, yeah, if you didn't talk to them, you don't really know much more than that. Did they take anyone away from the Sapphire Islands with them, like when they left?
They did not, actually.
Okay, and they left a missionary behind. What happened to his church?
What happened to his church?
Your
mic is a little crazy.
How about now? Better? Good?
Yes,
okay.
actually.
So what happened to his church? Was it like prosperous? Did it get burned down? Like what happened?
We basically got him off the island because we weren't interested. And then being the people that we are, we tore it all down and reused the building materials.
Use the wood and stuff. Okay.
Sustainability is very important where we come
Nice.
from.
Okay, cool. All right. Does anyone else want to either scope out the situation or see if they know anything about this vicinity?
I'll do it.
Okay, which of the two do you want to do?
Scope out the...
Yeah, discern some realities. Okay, roll plus your wisdom, please.
Shit.
What'd you get?
7.
That's not so bad. You can ask me one question from the discern realities list.
Okay. What here is useful or valuable to me?
Useful or valuable? If you can earn the trust or the help of the Sanguinians, the cult. Well, they call themselves platelets, but the cult of Sanguinius. You can earn the trust and help of the platelets. They're powerful, right? They own an entire parish. They could definitely help you out. They're useful and valuable to you.
That's good, man. That's really good. I really enjoyed that.
I'm not even done. I got more puns where that came from. So I guess I'll ask you some questions about your experience. So I think someone from your homeland became a platelet. Like they joined the religion of Sanguinius, of the blood god. How did that go for them? Was it an improvement in their life, or?
I think it definitely suited. Like I heard about the story. I don't know them personally, but it was an improvement for them. They fit in more in that sort of lifestyle than with the candy, sugar.
Right. And did they
like
stay?
More, I don't know.
Did they stay in the plane to try and spread the good word, or?
No, they actually didn't come back to the sugar plane. They decided to relocate their lives and be a platelet.
Okay. All right, so they left. So maybe you'll run into them here.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. What was that? Do you want me to give a name to that person, or do you want to name them?
You name them.
Okay. Her name was Teslin.
Teslin?
Yeah, Teslin.
Yeah.
Nice and elven sounding. So Teslin, is the inventor of the Teslin coil. She, sorry, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Just gonna, all right, okay. I think I have myself under control. So she left, she left to become a like full-time platelet and has joined the blood worshippers. So that's it. You guys are on the edge of this place. Sharr, did you wanna make either of those roles? Do you wanna try and get a feel for the situation?
Sure, I'll do a discern reality.
Okay.
It's wisdom, right?
It is indeed, yes.
Indeed.
Does anyone else sound like you guys sound like robots? Is it just me?
They
I'm
sound bad to
okay
me.
now.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think you might have robot ears rather than us having robot voices.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a 13.
Hells yeah! All right, so
Whoa. Hey Neil, can
you've-
you change the overlay?
you have discerned. You've discerned all the realities there are to discern. So you get 3 questions from the list. And remember, if
my
you ask
gosh.
the same question that B did, I'm going to give you a different answer because what's useful or valuable to you might not be the same as what's useful or valuable to her.
Okay.
Okay.
What here is not what it appears to be.
So this place appears to be a big scary like blood temple. That's only its secondary purpose. It's a I mean, you can tell me how you know this or how you can feel this, but it's like a focus for accumulating power. It's like a condenser of arcane energy. So how do you know that? How do you pick that up? Have you seen something like this before? Do you just feel it in your guts? Do the dwarves have something like this? None of those things?
We had rune stones that had a similar power to them.
Okay.
So I can probably detect some sort of spiritual.
Yeah. Your magic spider sense is tingling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and it's like it's active. Like it's drawing energy from like the blood that's being ejected from the temple is spent. It's been drained of all of its magical energy and it's being discarded. God knows where it's coming from, but that's a whole other question. What else do you want to know?
Who's really in control here? Who's really EG in control here?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Well, okay. On the surface, the obvious answer is the sanguinian cult, the platelets.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever been in the presence of like divinity before? Have you ever met a god?
No.
No? Okay. So maybe you can't pick up on this like directly, but he's like here. He lives here. The Sanguinius is in that thing right now, and he's the man in charge.
Wow.
Or blood beast or whatever he is.
Sanguinius.
Yeah. Sanguinius. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is about to happen?
If you stay right where you are and don't like go anywhere or do anything, you're going to be approached by a bunch of platelet missionaries who will try to convert you. Like you can see them climbing the stairs right now.
Okay. Are they harmful, or are they just like?
It depends, doesn't it? I mean, they would like you. Have you heard the good word? They're going to come and tell you all about how great Sanguinius is, and how that interaction goes depends on you and how hungry Leo is.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Pretty hungry.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. What do you guys?
So they're just walking towards us.
Yeah,
is that our only path, though?
There's a group of 3 of them. They're coming up the stairs. The stairs are like triple wide stone stairs, though, so you could go down and try and go past them. It's not like it's like a metal gangplank or anything. They're big marble stairs. Well, marble in places.
I guess it seems like we have to go in.
I mean, it's a role playing game. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I'm curious because these platelets, they might know Tesla,
Mm-hmm.
in which then I can use that as a bargaining chip.
Keep in mind, too, for the both of you that rolled discern realities, if you act on the answers that I gave you, you can get a +1 on those rolls. So, like Sharr, if you're the one to talk to the missionaries, you get a +1 on that roll because you saw them coming.
Okay.
Let's talk to them.
Yeah. So you guys want to hang out and wait till they approach?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's hang out.
Okay.
They might have some pizza.
Okay, so there's 2 of them. Then they're approaching you. One of them, they're both wearing something that looks halfway between like a sort of like Catholic's like priest's robes and like hospital scrubs. They're like that weird kind of like off-white color. They look really starched. They have like pants with a drawstring and like big poofy shirt. And one of them is carrying a big book, and the other is holding he's got a walking staff, and on the top of the staff is a big gold syringe. Not like a stabbing implement, but it's like a symbol, right? It's just this big like syringe on the end of his stick. One of them is human. The other looks to be like part demon, maybe. He's got his hair is like made out of fire, and it's just like writhing around on his head, and he's got two big horns. And then the woman that he's with is a human, or as much as you can tell, she appears to be human. And they approach you up the stairs, and the more demonic of the two like raises his hand, and he's like, welcome, and like they approach, and they're both smiling and seem friendly.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Since this is technically a new day, do we re-roll the hold for the
Nope.
points? They're just gone forever?
You'll get them back. They would come back at the beginning of a session, or if you spend time reconnecting with your heritage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you like read a book from your past, or you like tell someone a story from where you're from, like you can reconnect with your heritage and rebuild.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So no flying away for now.
Damn it.
First sight of day, she just pulls the ripcord and rockets off into space.
I'm not very big. All right.
Okay, so they approach. Excuse me. Who's going to take the lead talking to them, or do you just let them talk to you?
I make sure I stand in front of what's his name?
Lord Snuff.
There we go. I make sure I kind of block Lord Snuff from them and gesture to the rest of the party.
He's throwing up in a gutter right now. So as they approach, you can just hear him like into the street.
Yeah,
and he's like laughing about it, like he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world that he's barfing right now.
Awesome.
I protect him while the others chat.
All right, you hold his hair back for him.
And so is this the same symbol that I recognize from my islands that we established?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
This is the equivalent of like a crucifix or whatever for them.
So I think as they're approaching, I would let them know my experience with this.
Okay,
and to be cautious.
So you whisper to these guys, like, I know these guys.
Yeah, they tried to
they're
convert.
tricky.
Be cautious.
All right, so they approach, and if no one like steps forward to talk to them, they kind of address you as a group. The fire hair guy, he says, "Welcome to the drainage, travelers. What brings you to our holy temple?"
Suppose we're just passing through.
He says to his friend, he says, "Do you hear that, Type B? They're just passing through." And she says, "I do. This is Type O. I'm Type B. We're platelets." And she like extends her hand to like shake your hand to someone like awkwardly like in front of her.
I take it.
Okay. All right. So she shakes your little goblin hand, and she's like, "We don't often have travelers passing through. You look tired. Why don't you come with us and rest at the temple for a while?"
Well, I think that would be all right. They weren't very violent when I met them before, so.
Okay, so between sentences, you hear from like a couple of meters away, you hear, "Bleh!" And Type O looks kind of past you, and it's like, "Is your friend all right?"
Oh yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's like, he waves behind him. He's like, I'm good. Continues throwing up into the gutter. So Type B, she says, "So you'll come with us?" and kind of gestures towards the stairs.
I look around at everybody.
Pretty hungry.
I give her a slight nod.
I think we'll go.
Okay. Good. I'm glad. And you can see that they're both kind of relieved that they didn't have to like put up like a fight. They weren't like, "Come on," and like, "Here's a bunch of reasons why." So they walk down with you down the stairs, and as you walk, Type B and Type O kind of go back and forth. You can tell they have like a practiced banter that they do with strangers, where one of them will say something and the other will respond to it, and they're like trying to just kind of inform you. They're giving you the spiel about their god. And so the impression that you get from from them at least, is that Sanguinius is a benevolent god who, is, he wants to help all people reach their true potential, and that they give gifts of their body to Sanguinius in exchange for his wisdom and protection, and that it's a simple gift. Even a small vial of blood was a great gift to Sanguinius, and they keep telling you there is a sacrifice that one must make to achieve holiness, but that you get orange juice and a cookie and everything's great. And they seem like legit, that they buy it. Like they kind of have like a vaguely like brainwashy thing to them, but they're friendly and seem to want to like be nice to you. So you guys, anything you want to say or do before you reach the temple? Okay.
No.
So after a while, you cross the somewhat unsettling, like rusty grating of the district, and now that you're on the floor, you can hear that like buzzing sound under you. The actual grating drops quite a bit, and then you can hear water. You can hear fluid rushing around under the temple, and it's mixed with that like faint buzzing sound. Type O and Type B do not seem bothered by it. Surprise, surprise. So when you get to the foot of the temple, it's actually even more impressive from down here. It's this huge Baroque, like ivory-looking structure. There's lots of like sweeping buttresses and like ornamentation. It looks like a really like beautifully carved ivory tusk that's just like coming up out of the ground. And then there's these like brass pipes that come out of it, and they're sort of shooting, and again, not like plumbing pipes, but like fountain pipes. They're just shooting these gouts of black blood into the air, and they disappear into the sort of fountain around. And they lead you up to these massive doors. The doors are wide open. You can see the inside of the temple. It's a big wide circle, and there's like pews on the inside, and you can kind of see from here. There's a big statue at the far end. And they say, "Welcome. All are safe and protected here in the eyes of Sanguinius. If you'll have a seat, I'll go and get you something to eat. You look so tired."
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys want to go in? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do it.
Okay.
I make sure that we don't forget Lord Snuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His,
No,
like,
he's. I assume you're dragging him along by his chest hair whenever you're like. He looks like really unsettled in this place. Like he keeps looking around. He's kind of twitchy, and like he doesn't have his keg anymore, so it's maybe he's like mad about that. But like, yeah, his like hooves. Like he sits down on one of the things, and he's like clicking his hooves on the ground and kind of like looking around, like he doesn't want to be here. But he doesn't say that. After the brouhaha at the pub, I don't think he wants to like be the boss anymore. So do you guys just like take a seat at one of the pews?
I think when they return with food, I want to discern reality.
Okay, so you want to like get a read on them specifically?
I think just on the food.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah. Can I do
So
that?
before you get a chance to do that, so they go away. You see that. So the inside of the church, now that you're in it, the pews have specific areas for people to sit, and there's like glass, like tubing next to each, like the dividers for each seat. There's glass tubing that like comes up and kind of like sits here next to you, and then the tubes all meet on a big brass pipe on the back of every seat, and the pipes run into the ground. You can see nearer to the front of the church, there are a bunch of people all sitting in the pews, and they're all either like unconscious or in some like state of religious ecstasy because their like heads are rolled back and they're like kind of flopped in the. It looks as much like a church as it does like an opium den. Like they're all kind of just like laying in the seats, and they're dressed just like as lay worshippers. They're not wearing robes, and there are people with robes going around and checking on them. Like they're talking to people and giving them like food and water while they're like sitting in these seats.
And is where we're sitting also have those tubes?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like they're like in use, but yeah, there's one of those attached to each seat.
Okay. So they're like draining.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do anything while you have a moment of privacy before they come back?
Hey, do you guys trust them at all?
No. Not even a little.
So what should we do about them? Yeah, how do we get through here? Is my question.
There are exits into other districts from now that you're in the bottom of the crater. You can take some of any of the other sets of stairs.
I think we should just try and see what food they have, see if we can rest and eat, and if they try and get weird and try and make us give some blood, we bail, and if they don't let us bail, then we kill them.
That sounds nice.
In the temple of their god, where their god is.
Yeah.
I really hope you do. That'd be awesome. Okay, so they come back, types O and B, they return. And type O is carrying a metal tray, and type B has a little almost like a picnic basket with her that's covered in like a white cloth. Type O conceals what's on the tray from you, like he's not like covering it all sneaky, but he hangs back so you don't see it. And type B comes up and starts handing out like baked goods, like she gives you like sweet buns or something.
Okay.
Did you, Lyzel, did you want to eyeball them now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do it.
Is this wisdom or?
It is, yes.
It
yeah,
is.
wisdom for discern realities.
That's right. 8.
Okay. Ask me one question from the list.
What is about to happen? No, I don't want to ask that question. What should I be on the lookout for?
You should be on the lookout for offending your new hosts.
All right.
Yeah,
So
you should
we
be
have
careful.
to
They're sensitive.
ask gracefully to leave if they get weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she hands out food and it kind of makes small talk. You know, she's like, "Where have you come from? What's going on?" Lord Snuff grabs like 4 buns out of the thing and just shoves them in his face. And he kind of looks at you like, and he's like, "I'm sorry, did you want one?" Like, swallows hard. I think she's got more.
We came from Ditchwater, and the plane actually moved while we were off of it, and we lost our way back. So we're actually just passing through.
Type O, standing like with the tray, kind of looks at you with concern, and he says, this cursed place. And it kind of like as if you should know what he's talking about, but yeah. And type B as if to explain, and this is again part of like their shtick. Like you can tell, like she's ready to say this right away, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry about type O. He comes from a place that was eaten by the city. He lost much of his family. Thankfully, he was welcomed into the arms of Sanguinius, and we're his family now."
Good.
I say, I appreciate you being positive.
That would only have been worse if
And I
Olivia
grabbed a
had
sweet
said it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm eating a sweet bun for sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't even B wouldn't even have to change her name if she joined the cult.
Yeah.
I'm eating a sweet bun even though I don't have to eat.
They feed you. Well, look how polite you're being.
I do not accept their food unless they bring me a pizza.
Chances are pretty good they won't do that.
All right, I just politely decline.
Okay. So she asks you, she says, like, while you're eating and once she sort of buttered you up with food, she says, "Do you have any questions about our order or Holy Sanguinius?"
Well, actually, I mean, if you have any like pamphlets,
Literature.
I'd be happy to review them on our way out and even like spread the word for you. But we actually have to make our way out through the other side because this gentleman here needs to get back home. He has a sick child that he needs to take care of, and we got to get
So
him
with
back.
like a mouthful of sweet bun, Lord Snuff tries to say something like, "I don't have any kids. What are you talking about?" But it just comes out as like mumbling through pastry.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I think type B looks like a little offended. Like she's like, "Certainly you don't have to leave so soon. We were hoping you could stay for the sermon."
You know, It's no disrespect to you or your group whatsoever. We would love to follow up. We just it's time is of the essence.
It's like running into somebody from Greenpeace on the street and you like accidentally make eye contact and you're like, oh no, damn it.
I'm on my way to work.
Yeah, I gave at the office.
Like a airplane. The beginning of Airplane, he like takes his jacket off to get away from the guy.
Look, I don't even have any blood, so.
But I say it in the most respectful and demi-goddess Adia-esque way.
So she says to you, well, certainly you have time to give a donation.
I quickly toss them a gold coin. Just flip it to them.
Throw it to them? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if you can buy them off. So roll to parlay. Your leverage is paying them with money instead of blood.
Parlay is charisma.
Yeah. And you're still at that -1 from.
Still at the -1
till you get a chance to rest.
7.
Sweet.
Okay, you're gonna need to give them more gold than that.
Okay, I toss them another 10 gold, so 11 total.
All right. So I think you who did you give it to? Type B.
Whoever said you need to make a donation.
Yeah, that's Type B. Okay.
Yeah.
So she takes it and seems to be thinking for a second, and she looks back at Type O, and Type O is like kind of like awkward, and they're not really sure what to do, and then Type B tucks it into her like vest. And she says, well, this is certainly an unorthodox donation, but we'll see that it's put to good use. Thank you for coming and for your donation. We hope that we've brought you some moment of peace here in the Temple of Blood.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I grab an extra sweet bun and I walk out.
Yes. All right. So as you're leaving, Typo calls after you. He's like, "Blood for the blood god," and a couple of other priests like repeated, like, "Blood for the blood god," and there's like kind of it's like a greeting for them, and then you guys leave. So you're standing outside the temple, and a crowd has amassed a little ways off. There's a group of people, and there seems to be some kind of like disturbance going on over there. And you're all still exhausted. I mean, the buns were good, but. What do you want to do?
Is there anywhere like an inn?
No, not in this parish. There's
I think we just have to make our way out, right?
I think we should just be positive and let's try not to sell out too much.
Agreed.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. So you guys, what do you want to do? Do you want to just like pick a random staircase and go up it, or do you want to try and like get your bearings, or?
I could fly up and check it out and see which direction we're gonna go.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I roll something or?
Keep your eye out for hemogoblins.
Not yet. Beat me to it. So yeah, so you fly up above, and you see. Do you want to take a look at the crowd as you're ascending?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a bit like have you ever seen, has your character ever seen anyone like get arrested before? I mean, you're criminals probably, but like you ever seen the cops like take somebody down before? Okay, so it's like that. There's somebody on the ground. They seem to be restrained, and there's a crowd around watching, but at enough of a distance that they want to make it obvious that they're like not involved. There's someone standing there. They're dressed in kind of ornate-looking like plate armor. It seems almost ornamental because it's not like steel plates. It's like gold with like silver filigree and stuff, and it's all wrapped in these like copper bindings. They've got a hood on, so you don't see their face, but maybe you recognize their armor. Can you roll Defy Danger with your intelligence for me? The danger is you don't recognize this person until it's too late.
With my intelligence?
Yeah, please.
Is it 2d6 still, right?
Yeah,
Always?
2d6 plus whatever your intelligence.
Okay, I failed.
Okay, all right, so no. You get a sudden sense of dread looking at them, and just like they descend into the back of your priority list before you get a better look. So you get up above, you can see kind of some of the vicinity. There's like a faint like pinkish mist And so you're kind of looking through that at the like local area. Why don't you spout lore about the local geography? I'll see if you can see anything you recognize.
And that's intelligence or wisdom?
Spout lore is intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh, and don't forget to mark XP for that last roll too.
I did. Oops. Failed again.
Nice. Okay. All right. So while you're up there, you guys see Lyzel fly up and kind of like you can see her as a faint, like a distinct sort of blackish blob in the pink mist. You see 3 shapes, more or less the same size and general dimensions as Lyzel, flying towards her in kind of like a V shape, quite quickly. Lyzel, you don't see that.
Okay.
You're just kind of like looking around, trying to peer through the blood fog.
Do I see like the direction we should go at least?
Not really.
Okay.
It's pretty foggy. Somebody on the ground want to do something?
There's things flying at me.
Your friends are abandoning you, Lyzel.
I point up and go, Lyzel! Something!
Something's coming.
Do I see it when he does that?
Yes, you do, but only moments before they crash into you.
So I defy danger, I guess. Yeah.
It depends. What do you want to do? You get hit by these flying things, and suddenly there's like hands and like teeth like on you. They're trying to bite you. You can feel like flapping of like leathery wings on you.
I would. Is there a roof nearby?
The only structure in the entire district is the spire. Yeah, the tusk.
I mean, I would fly away as fast as I can.
You gonna try and escape? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, roll plus dex.
I'm a fleer. Oh, I think that means it's a 0. 6.
6. Okay.
Failed again.
Yeah. Okay.
So good at this game, guys.
you're gonna be higher level than everybody so fast.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to roll a d6 plus 2. Okay. And do you have any armor?
Yes, I have 1.
Okay. You take 2 damage.
Okay.
From the claws and teeth of these things, and then as a group, like they grab your wings so you can't fly, and as a group you all kind of like tumble to the ground. So everybody else, you see this like cluster of shapes sort of fall, bounce off the side of the temple, and then crash land a little ways away.
I run towards them, sword drawn, preparing to hack off their wings.
Good
Except
call.
for Lyzel's wings.
Some of the wings. Okay. B and Sharr, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna approach, but keep a distance and draw my bow.
Okay. And B, what are you doing?
Well, I'm all out of energy, so I can't really do much at this point. I'm probably just gonna try and avoid any incoming attacks.
Okay. All right. So you crash, Lyzel. You crash on the ground. Now you can see, because you're in like a clear area, you can see that you've been attacked by what initially they look like they're like really big fat goblins, but they're bright red. And they seem to be made mostly of like jello. Like they're very like wiggly. They have little bat wings that they're using to like lift their liquid bulk off the ground. And then they've got big, sharp, pointy teeth. And they're just like bright red. And they're screeching at you and trying to like pull you apart. So what are you gonna do?
Sword.
Should we cut to commercial for the last time? Because it's been an hour and then we'll fight?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Then we can all have a second to think about.
All right. See you guys in a minute.
Okay, guys, we'll be right back.
Bye.